Space and Rocket Review. Space and Rocket Review. Dude, you guys realize what's going on? We've done two space newses in a row. We did one yesterday, and we're going to do one today. Coming up, we're a little bit past the top of the hour. Isn't that right, Mr. Scream? Yeah. Hey. All right, it blanked most of that out. The news cycle is back. Baby, we are back, baby. We are back. We are back. And we're the three best friends that anyone could have. We're the three best friends that anyone could have. We're the three best friends that anyone could have, and we'll never, ever, 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 ever leave each other. Yeah? No? No, yeah? All right, cool. What's up? How you do? Oh, I forgot to turn the lights on. Huh. I have to. It's gonna get hot in here. Whatever. Blah. Joke. Whatever. So what's up? So we had a wet dress rehearsal this morning while we were battlefielding and getting new car parts. Do you guys like car parts? I like car parts. Boy, car part. Ooh. Seem to be blowing. It's definitely sucking. All right. So it wasn't a full load. Yeah, that's the weird part, dude. So this is a shot from my buddies over at NSF with the Starbase Live. They did a wet dress rehearsal this morning, but it does not seem like they completed it, dudes. I'm not 100% sure if okay, all right. You know what? You know what? Instead of saying what I was going to say, I'll ask like this. You guys think we're going to launch tomorrow? Do you think? Can I have a new box of parts to build the Focus of Theseus? Yes. You're skeptical? Of course, 50-50? I don't know, man. Why else would they deluge? Yeah, that's what I'm kind of wondering. Didn't they do these partial loads before the V2 flights? Matt, I don't remember. Dave, you're 50-50 over in the YouTube chat. Maybe they got what they wanted. Based off what we see, I'm hoping it's a GSE issue and not a vehicle issue. Yeah. Lewis, another Space and Rocket review. I can't keep up. I'm watching the previous one. Yeah, I did one 2 days in a row, man. What are we talking about? So the wet dress didn't appear to go very well this morning, Lava. Like, they definitely didn't get to full tankage. Go for the launch. If it doesn't go, it's just another wet dress rehearsal. You know what? Mr. Anderson, David. I think that's probably what's going to happen. I think you're right. See that van? See that van? Somebody lives in that van. See that? See that van? Somebody lives in that van. Yep. What's the probability, though? Oh. Please hold. No probability of violation there. There is a Starling flying in 12 hours, though. That's kind of neat. Is it down by the river? Do they live down by the river in a van? Well, down by the Rio Grande. So the Rio Grande is a river. And that Highway 4, in fact, goes next to it. See that van? Somebody doesn't live in that van. See that van? Somebody works in that van. Okay. I think they were doing a partial tank test, Hendo. Yeah. I think what David Anderson said over there, or Mr. Anderson David, I think that's right. When it launches, what milestones will this first V3 IFT achieve? I mean, binary, I don't really have any better way of saying this. There is not like one part in common with Block 2. Like maybe the ship, and that's about it. Do you think they live off of a steady diet of government cheese? Yes. And live in a van down by the river. I mean, dude, that, like the booster, the pad, I'm going to get over here. The booster, the pad, everything there is brand spanking new.
Discovery,
Shizrek,
throttle up.
31-month resub. What's up, dude? Still made of stainless steel. That's one thing. Ah. Yeah. Is that truck hauling porta potties? Typical Dodge owner. Hauling poop. That was poop. It has the same name. Yeah, sure. Did you guys miss that there was a poo truck? That was a poo truck. It's like the truck from Summer Car, but it had porta potties on the back. Am I the only one that finds that funny? Yeah, probably. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Need to get those out of the blast area. Aren't they the blast area, though? You think the ship makes it to re-entry? I do. Toilets are a sensitive subject in 2026 spaceflight. They are the flame trench for humans. Yeah, what is it? Wait, does that mean flushing the toilet is a pad deluge system, or is it a sound suppressor? Some people use it as both. A courtesy the courtesy flush, you're right. Oh no. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right, this analogy works. I don't like that it works, but it works. Oh. Does that mean we can call the transfer tube a count? Vargon, I'm going to find you in Battlefield and just hit you in the face with a shotgun. In Battlefield. Is it just me, or is there a small metallic can sound in EJ's mic? That's not me. That's not me. It's a real crapshoot. Okay. All right, I'm good. I'm good. All right, I'm fine. I'm fine. That was just a flushing sound. Alexis, it's most likely the fan. The fan that I have blowing on me, dude. Look at this. Just. Okay, so for reference, last week it was 10. Last week, 10 degrees. Look at this. Look at this crap. What the hell's that about, man? Bro, the weather has ADD. This is ridiculous. Spring? What's spring? So you're probably hearing the fan and my air conditioner cheeching back there. For everybody else, it's 78 in here because it's 90 outside. Any stuff at the pad right now? Hey, Davensky, what's going on? 95 from New York City? Damn, dude. Damn. I had the feeling, Rares, do you think they're going to go for launch tomorrow? If the wet dress rehearsal was truly aborted... Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Zelios, it's not good. Every morning, yeah, right. We need the sound clip.
Integrity Houston, toilet is powered, waste tank purged.
There we go. Okay. Any stuff at the pad right now? Well, there's a super heavy and there's a ship. So we have booster 19 and ship 39 right there. After the sound is stopped. Well, it's just courtesy flush. Are those sheets of steel around the tower to protect it from launch? These ones. That's not protecting it from launch, believe it or not, Max. That is protecting it from when the booster comes in. When the booster comes into land, the flames are going to be pointed down here. And that's what those panels are there for. Simultaneously, the tower has a roof on it, and you see those panels right there? Those panels, the drawworks is all covered up. Well, it's not the drawworks, it's the pulleys from the drawworks. That's for when the ship comes down over the pad to come in for a landing, because the ship's going to come this way, flip, and then land this way. Does that mean we are cleared for Taco Bell? I don't know. How many more cycles do we have till Taco Bell control?
154.
Oh, thank you. All right, cool. Good to know. Yeah, Stuart. We went from like very beginning of spring to like, here, have some summer. You want some summer? And I'm like, yeah, don't get me wrong, I kind of do. I just wasn't ready for it. IMO, the vehicle is ready, and today was only a partial tanking test. If it was aborted, I'm pretty sure SpaceX would have tweeted pushing the flight. My only doubts are for weather tomorrow. Yeah, we'll talk to Bill Sack. Yep, we could talk to Bill Sack. By this weekend, temps will be in the upper 50s in the Northeast. You know what? Good. Good, man. I was not ready for this. Jay Heap, you live in the UK. You sleep in the attic with west-facing windows. Temperatures in my room go over 30 C almost daily in the summer. Dude, the front of my shop, Jay, and I'm in a metal building. It's like an industrial shed, right? It's facing freaking west, dude. Actually, it's more like the front and the side. So, like, in the afternoons up here, I'm right there with you, dude. The afternoons, if it's like between 25 and 30 C, it's getting over 30 C in here, and you really don't have a choice. Hey, radio. That's the dummy link loader there, bottom right. Oh, yeah. Over here? Colorado got snow over the last week, and I should still see some on the side of the mesa. Wow. Just got here. Can't wait for launch. Yeah, baby. Let's do it. Liverin, what's up? Have you analyzed the Test Like You Fly video on stream? Yeah, dude, I did. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Hey, human. What's going on? Colorado, more like Coldorado. Am I right? What time is the launch? Tentatively, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, so it's 5:30 p.m. Central. I'm from Brazil, so 25 is cold. Yeah, Trapo. Yeah, I know what you mean, dude. Pacific, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, I believe. So look at your, yeah, exactly. We'll do it this way. Look at your clock right now. So on the West Coast, it should be 1:23. All right, so add 2 hours to this, right? So that'd be, what, 3:23? Right? That's the time. So add 2 hours to this, and then add 24 to that. Whatever that is, whatever that time is, plus 2 hours from now, tomorrow is when it's launching. Yeah, it'd be, okay, yeah, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, 4:30 Mountain, 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern. We covered the spread, baby. What is that in Europe? Probably around lunchtime. Oh no, midnight, because you go in the opposite direction. You are in fact not in the Pacific Ocean. Jared Isaacman tweeted about Moonbase. All right, okay. Cake. I'm hungry. All right, what did he got? We are building a moon base. NASA moon base will serve as a habitat where astronauts live and work during long-term science missions. Join us 2 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, May 26th, for a live news event where we'll share updates on our lunar exploration plans. Well, will you be upset if Flight 12 is a failure, or will you see it as part of the process? I won't be upset, Max. I think there will be a lot of people at SpaceX that will be a lot more upset than me. Check the NASA Twitter feed for Mars images from Psyche. Woof. Now I'm seeing colors. Getting further. No, sorry. But if the habitat is Gateway's hab and Gateway was canceled because of the corrosion of the hab, what sense does that make? I don't know. Wait, who's talking about Gateway?
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Whoa, look at that. We should go there. You know, I'm sick of all this talk about Mars. We should go there. You know? Ren, Dead Grew, what's up, dudes? The Moon Bass Hab is supposedly the hab that was built for Gateway. Really? Click the link. They say they're releasing the first industry partners too. Hey, it's Dotson. It's Dotson here. Look, it's Dotson. See, nobody cares. All right. We need more Starship launches. We need like 3 ready to go at a time to do like 3 launches a day or something. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, we should do that. We should do that. Anyway, Max, I'm not like too incredibly bothered. Like, all right, here's the thing. Okay. We're talking about failure, right? We're talking about if Flight 12 doesn't go well. Okay, serious time for a second. Look, if it doesn't go well, SpaceX got a big problem. This is not like, well, you got a problem. You have this real big task that you got to do. No. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, it might not be like the worst thing to happen in the world, but the thing is that SpaceX has these great lunar ambitions for like building data centers on or satellite manufacturing on the moon to make orbital data centers, et cetera, et cetera. And on top of all that, like Falcon 9 is ramping down. Like, I hate saying that. It really is annoying to say that out loud, but it's true. They took 39A offline for just Falcon, except for Falcon Heavy launches, and that's it. Not even crew launches from 39A anymore. My Falcon is ramping down. That means Starship's got to ramp up. So on top of their lunar ambitions, right, and then, you know, future Starlinks, right, from Starship, right, you're on the hook for to the tune of $2.4 billion from NASA to pay you to build a lander to be ready. All right, as far as we can tell, they're not near that at all. Now, don't get me wrong, SpaceX has gotten not secretive, but they don't tell us what's going on until they tell us what's going on, right? They're not nearly as open as they used to be, and that's fine, whatever, dude. I'm not making it about that. Would I like to know what's going on every step of the way? Hell yeah, that would be great. But I don't necessarily need that. I like guessing, to be 100% honest with you. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I like guessing to, you know, for when we do get information, I can, see how close I was. See how close we were. Say, okay, you were wrong about that. They wouldn't do this. They would do that. Um, Look, if this one doesn't work, that would be a pain in the butt, right? But you got to remember, like there are, I don't, unless like barring some catastrophic failure on the pad, knock on wood, uh, as long as it clears the pad and pad two or that pad stays intact, I think it's not a big deal. If that thing could just get away from the pad, it doesn't matter if it popped like 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 10 seconds after flight. If it gets away from the pad, then we're okay. Yeah, you just don't want something like Ship 36 happening. We do not want that. That would be very bad. If this one fails in flight or it doesn't necessarily achieve absolutely every objective, you have Booster 20 and Ship 40 ready to go. I think you have another Starship in the pipe. Hopefully you know what happened and went from there. It really depends, but I don't think I think that it's going to work for what it's worth. Am I like wrong? But I have a feeling we'll get an HLS update during the launch stream. I think that's right. Elon said on X the only setback would be a pad fallback. Yeah, exactly. If this thing gets off the pad, if it works 100% successfully, man, that's going to be nice. Oh, nice, human. There you go. That's a rumor going around that there's an HLS update during Flight 12. We're totally getting an HLS update in this stream. There you go. No recoveries this time, God Nukes. The next ones, though. Dude, I mean, this is starting, like, don't get me wrong, fellas. This is a hurdle. This is a hurdle that they're going to have to get over. This is a big one. Heck, I wouldn't even call it a hurdle if you participate in track and field. This ain't a hurdle. We ain't talking 110 hurdles here. We ain't talking high jump. This is a pole vault. You really got to clear the bar. If you don't clear the bar, we got a big problem. They're going to be a little bit behind. And I think this flight not working at least pretty well is going to set them back a little bit. They do have another ship in the pipe, but that's only going to condense your timelines even more. They're on the hook for that lander. They got to make it. You're not buying your way out of this problem. You have to produce a lander. They kind of are putting the ox before the cart by sunsetting their hardware that works in favor of experimental launches. They're refactoring the design. Should SpaceX be punished for delaying Artemis 4? No. No. Why? Why would they do that? Why would you do that? That's one of your most likely viable pathways to get back to the surface of the moon. I mean, I've always said that it'd be nice if NASA had their own lander, right? I've been saying that for years. I'm waiting for a full heat shield re-entry to see how it actually tanks the heat. We've only had partial tests up until now. Yep. Bimch, anything off for tomorrow's launch? I guess today was a partial tanking test. If today was in fact a partial tanking test, we're all right. Yeah, Darker Player, exactly that. Any update on Starliner? No, binary. No, nothing. I've heard nothing. That whole program went quiet, which is not great. Not great. Yeah, I'm going to go with not great. It's so weird. Yeah. They're in trouble, dude. I don't know if that I don't know what that program's up to, but money on they had to redesign the entire thruster system. I don't know. Hey Baron, what's up? Shoot that guy. You notice how he stopped talking? Like, it's pretty obvious band evasion isn't cool, Fluffy. That's not cool. Could you be more obvious? Anyway, what's up, Libran? What do you got over here? As crazy as it sounds, the move to bring the Starship transport barge over to Starbase now might be to be prepared for a loss of Pad 2, although very unlikely. Yeah, maybe. Starliner, indeed. Indeed. Why even bother at this point? I don't know. The last thing we heard about Starliner, this is from Eric Bergier. In news that should shock no one, NASA has moved the Starliner 1 mission from June 2026 on its internal calendar to under... oh. Huh. This is an uncrewed cargo demonstration flight. Since we've heard very little about this, a slip into 2027 seems more likely than not. Ooh. They got the Sierra Space treatment. Oh no. Hey Drew, what's up, dude? I hate and love Starliner, dude. You know what gets me about Starliner? All right. Here's what gets me. I've gone on the record of the internet saying many times that I don't think Starliner is necessarily a bad design. There. I said it. I don't think it's necessarily a bad design. Seriously, I think the people that designed that thing really knew what they were doing. I will say that. Where the Starliner program fails miserably is from a programmatic standpoint, in my opinion. Actually, you know what? Frick, it's obviously my opinion. I'm saying it. I've been trying to not say that. I think it's a programmatic problem. I think the people running the program were lazy. They were lazy. They just assume that everything is going to go right. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's okay. Whatever. It's cool. No, it's not. If you are not on your game with this stuff, if you're not on your game and absolutely 100% as right as you possibly can be, right? There's always unknown unknowns with spaceflight. You never know until you go and fly it, but you want to maximize your odds of success. They did not do that. Just from the Starliner press conference flights, dudes, I could have told you that they weren't doing stuff correctly. And I know nothing about this, right? Like, I've never worked out in the industry. Like, I've never worked on a program. But I know about, I have some experience with program management there. You're not crossing all your T's and dotting all your I's. It's very, very blatant at this point. That's called due diligence, yeah, right? Or no, called negligence. Yeah, exactly. And Hellfish, it seems very much like the same behavior from the shuttle program. And to be 100% honest with you, it really kind of puts into perspective why, like, Eric Berger doesn't like these people, or Lori Garva, who's a deputy, she was a deputy administrator at NASA, serving under Charlie Bolden. Why they don't like people like this. It really kind of puts it into perspective, Bro, if you're not going to take this seriously, get out. Like, get the funk out. If you don't like flying to space, get the funk out. Get the funk out. Get the funk out. Get. You know, but what do you think of my detachable engine architecture? It looks great, man. Looks great, bud. You just keep doing your thing, man. Why do you have a detachable payload bay and a fairing? What are you trying to do here? Welcome back, Atlas One. That's a the pen is mightier. Looks great, man. You linked me this, didn't you? I've seen this. Smart reuse on a fully reusable design. Strong bad reference acknowledged. Yeah, you just keep doing your thing, man. So you could put a deep space section on it. It's a double-sided edge, so it's a double-edged sword. The Boeing side was lazy because they had flight heritage from companies that they gobbled up. Boeing, during the commercial crew selection, was close to getting full 10 commercial crew program missions. For NASA, back then, it was the safest choice. The other side is that NASA was too lenient on them. They had 70 to 80% of commercial crew program management scrutinizing SpaceX left and right, and they left Boeing to do their thing. After SpaceX flew 12 missions, Boeing only did one test mission. Yep. The SQD retraction and deluge during today's test make me feel good about tomorrow. Yeah, off leave. Now that I'm thinking about it, I was shooting things in Battlefield when that was going on. Yeah, Baron, I'm thinking that's about right, dude. That's about right. How many Atlas V rockets are available for Starliner? They have 6 left. They have 6 Atlas N-22s left. Because I don't want you scrolling back up. From a programmatic standpoint, is commercial crew a failure? I don't know, man. It's hard to say. I don't. Yeah, I mean, no, Nova, I would kind of. No, Ghost Rear, I haven't seen it. The RDRE post. Yeah, Trey, I'll load that up in a second. I don't. I would call, and we've talked about this before, I would call commercial crew a partial success. Partial success. But it wasn't without failure. I would say, objectively, Starliner has not achieved anything of use, anything of useful value. If SpaceX wasn't, if there was no SpaceX, Starliner would probably be flying at this point, probably, but probably not like it is. SpaceX had experience from commercial orbital transport services, which helped a big deal. Yeah, and I would argue that's one of the things about Boeing that they, that's not great because they didn't have any prior experience. They don't have it. They don't even have any experience making spacecraft. When did Boeing make a spaceship? Think about it. When have they ever made a spaceship? Don't say the space shuttle. The space shuttle was engineered by Rockwell. And don't say the Apollo CSM either, because that was engineered by North American which later became Rockwell, right? They have experience making sat buses. Great. A satellite ain't a capsule. Those are two different things, right? X-37, that's a good point. I mean, the X-37 is a shuttle satellite thing, so the render of a box. Baron, you don't like that Boeing tried to dump the delays on NASA after OFT-1. Their internal story is that after the abort test failure of Dragon in April 2019, NASA had full focus on SpaceX and Boeing lacked support to prep for OFT-1 and do the investigation afterwards. So when SpaceX ramped up to DM2 and went into Crew 1, Boeing was going slow. They even left the service module down in White Sands for like more than a year, and it was fully fueled. Yeah, I know about that. Yeah, they talked about that in the press conference, and I was like, you did what? Boeing has experience building rockets, Fluffy. That's what they have experience in. Historically, they built the S-1C. They have experience there. But even the sat buses, I'm not sure. Didn't Boeing's commercial satellites, isn't that Space Systems Loral, or am I not thinking about that correctly? It falls on NASA to oversee things. I mean, NASA clearly knew that SpaceX had more experience building capsules, so why be all up their tail? Because they were the new player in town at the time, Lava Eagle. That's the whole, yeah, that was the thing. I remember I covered the commercial crew. Dude, we watched the commercial crew contract awarding in 2014. We watched that on stream. And I remember everybody saying, like, everybody at the time, the internet was saying they wanted Dream Chaser and Dragon. Nobody wanted Starliner. Nobody wanted Starliner. And they thought it was so stupid that Boeing ended up getting more money. I wouldn't even give Boeing the experience. All the engineers who built Delta were long retired. Yeah. Serious question. Why would you detank it? Detank what? Oh, the service module. If it leaks, it's just corrosive stuff that if somebody inhales, they'll die. Yeah, nothing real serious, human. I was 11. I didn't know you existed at that point. Yeah, I remember we watched it, Lava. How old was I when that contract was awarded? So in 2008, I was 20. 2018, I was 30. And the contract was awarded in 2014. So I would have been 26 at the time. I am not 26. Not even close. I'm 37. I'm 37. Well, I'm hardly old. Old woman. Man! I'm 37. I'm hardly old. With the amount of failures throughout Boeing, it may not even be as big of a black mark as it could have been. You could call me Dennis. Sorry, from that angle, you looked... Oh. Your brain went to 37. 37. We launched 37 rockets in a row. Didn't know you were called Dennis. I'm not. Stop it. Stop it. You'd be shocked if Dream Chaser ever flies. I don't know. Dream Chaser's never moving a crew to the ISS. No. Maybe maybe something after it. Hey, get back here. Hey, try not to launch any rockets on the way through the parking lot. Hey, get back here. Oh, I love you guys. You guys are the best. You know what I just watched? Me pulling a can off some moron's fist? No, Return of the Jedi. Last pulls. All right, what's up, dude? Commercial Crew Program's selection statement from 2014. Read the last two paragraphs in page 6 for Boeing and SpaceX in page 7. How do you pull this stuff out of your tail? So why are you like this? My love for you is like a truck berserker. Would you like to go to Clucking Bell? All right, sorry. Boeing's, okay. Boeing's proposal for Starliner received the highest overall mission suitability score. The SEB identified 5 significant strengths, 13 strengths, and 1 weakness, and no significant weakness or deficiencies in proposal. SpaceX S1 is out? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I haven't been here. What is that? What are you talking about? The filing with the SEC. The comprehensive filing. Chill, finish what you were reading, you dang weirdo. No. The numbers, EJ, what do they mean? I do not want them to IPO. Neither do I, Wraith. I think that's a distraction if you really want my honest opinion. And now here comes all the bros that are going to be like, no, EJ, well, you see, it's a better way to... Yeah, people will then proceed to tell me how spaceflight architecture works and why this is a good thing for it. Sorry, I just farted. All right, what do we got? Are you going to get shares of SpaceX? Probably, yeah. Probably. I hate admitting that, but yeah. All right. We'll see. Words are like bullets. All right. Let's read this. This is yeah, this says that Boeing is a good proposal. Starliner, I agree. It is a good proposal. The execution is frankly atrocious. Anyway. Please send this. Okay, I'm just gonna send it. I'm just gonna send it. This is the initial public offering of shares of Class A common stock, par value a tenth of a penny per share of Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, a Texas corporation. We are offering blank shares of our... Oh. Assuming an offering size set forth in initial public offering price of... Ah, yes. I'm going to have to get that share for the high price of on the house. It's got to be 350, Red Wagon. Yeah, Ernock, you guys know me. Got to be about 350. Ah, yes. BOFA Securities. BOFA D's security companies. Let's see. Joint book running managers. Goldman Bilsack, right? Morgan Stanley. BOFA. Citigroup. PP Morgan. Barclays. Douche Bank Services. BC Capital Market, I don't know what that is. The Universal Bus Serial Investment Bank. Felswargo, and then some other companies. Oh, yes, Ing. The Royal Bank of Canada. Oh, I was going to say really big carpet capital markets. Prospectus dated? What bank is that? Sure, we have carpets too. Oh, all right. Well, Universal Bus Serial Investment Bank. That's what that says. Damn, dude. Look at all the joint book running managers. That's... I'm so glad Prospectus got a date this year. Union Bank of Switzerland. I know. I know it's Union Bank of Switzerland. Jesus Christ. All right. I just want to be very clear. I know what every single one of these are. All right. Like I was just making. It's funny saying BOFA. All right. BOFA. That's Bank of America Securities. All right. All right. Building the future, the infrastructure of the future. Does a broke normie buy one of them shares? I don't know. Doesn't it? So, guys, I'd have to talk to bank people about this because I don't. Can't. I mean, I was going to say there are certain companies where you don't need to buy a full share. Like Berkshire Hathaway, you don't need to buy a full share of that. You can buy a fraction of a share. You will call Douche Bank tomorrow morning? Oh, all right. It depends on the brokerage. Yeah. You could do that through any company. You just purchase the stock through a broker. Yeah, you got, see, this is you. This is not my territory, dude. I'm not even going to sit here and pretend I know about this. Apparently, I can afford one share of Berkshire Hathaway. Oh, yeah. Did you read the V3 updates? I did. Yeah, that was on the Space News yesterday, believe it or not. So the other thing, guys, is for the all right, to be 100% objective.
Discovery.
The people that are worried about this IPO and worrying about being beholden to the shareholders, they don't have to IPO the entire company. You can absolutely retain private share in private equity in your, not equity, that's not the right word. Hey, Yuck, 134 month resub. So like control versus ownership. Yeah. You can retain, like Elon will retain majority share. He can IPO off a portion of his company and that portion will never, as long as he maintains controlling stake, SpaceX should be run the exact same way. I believe SpaceX is IPOing because Elon's plans got bigger than they already were. Page 68 and 6. It may turn into an umbrella company for all of his ventures. I love umbrellas. He should sell those. I'd buy a SpaceX branded umbrella. The table below should be read in conjunction with and is qualified in its entirety by reference to management's discussion and analysis of financial condition and results of operations, description of capital stock, and our consolidated financial statements and related notes included elsewhere in the prospectus. Prospectus. Yeah, nothing will happen. It'll be fine. Interesting, Pete. Elon shares are worth 10 votes each. Everyone else's are worth 1. Elon will continue to have about 80% voting control, well over the 50% required to control the company outright. Yeah. Oh, jeez. I gotta start reading about Class A, Class B, Class C, and Class D common stocks. I don't know what any of that means. Usually different levels of voting rights. They can mean anything depending on the shareholder agreement. What does pro forma mean? Boy. Pro forma. Refers to providing financial information or actions as a formality or in advance to project anticipated results. Oh. Well, we're checking stocks. Check out this thing that's not what we're talking about. Wow. SpaceX with this IPO makes Elon basically unfireable and gives Elon a select few of the SpaceX management they'll control the company. Wow. A lot of viewers bought into Rocket Lab when they were down here, dudes. Yeah, some of you guys made a good chunk of change off that. So, like, can you imagine if you bought if you bought 1,000 shares right there, that's worth 5 Gs, right? And it's currently trading at 134. So if you spent 5 grand and invested in Rocket Lab right here, that 5 Gs is wow. Here, let's do some quick maths here. Yeah. Hi, I'm in this picture and I like it. Damn, dude. You're 6 figures into the green. Holy balls, man. Damn, I should have done that. That's pretty good. Well, not that much, but yeah, you didn't put in 5 Gs. I mean, heck, if you put in 1,000, that's still a hell of a return, man. You could have also lost 5K. Yeah. Wow. It's always easy to say with hindsight. Yeah, exactly. At that time in 2023, Astra stock went private, and everyone's like, I don't know if public is a good idea. You could say that's a return on investment. No, I don't think that's what that's called. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Let's see. I'd assume that's billion, right? 70.69 billion. And the pro forma is pretty much the exact same. All the numbers are in millions. It's millions. Interesting. This IPO will give SpaceX complete control of itself without being threatened by shareholders. Yeah. I think this is what I was saying. Like, I'm not... Yeah, that's what I mean. You can... The thing about, like, stocks and everything, dudes, is that you can do it in a way that basically makes it so you retain control of your company, and it's not, your company doesn't become like, oh, think of the shareholders, right? 70,000 million, so 70 billion total cap. Yeah, no cap, but I have a cap on. It's going to give SpaceX a massive capital injection for Starship ramp up. Yep. Yep. Cap on, cap off. No capper. Geopatin, the pottery that grows. This is cool, man. You can buy shares in SpaceX soon. So this is an... What is this called, fellas? An S1 filing? Form Sigma 1. Under registration statement under the Securities Act of 1933. So this is getting... this is basically SpaceX getting ready for an IPO. I think they're going to IPO after Flight 12. I mean, IPO just... Once again, I'm not an economics streamer. There are plenty of economic streamers out there. There's the stock guy. We love Stocky. We watch, Bree and I watch Stocky in the mornings. He would probably be the guy to go and ask about this. But see, I know the rocket stuff. Like, Stocky. Yeah, that's right. That's right. How can rocket military technology be public, though? Happens all the time, dude. Oh, Boeing is actually up today. Yeah, this is Raytheon. RTX Corp is Raytheon. That's Raytheon. Okay. Here. See that? Raytheon makes those. See? What? Really? Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right, on systems guy. See? I have a piece of Raytheon. Not stock, though. I have a piece, though. How does this missile know where it is? Well, it's because it knows where its wing is. Because it knows where it isn't. Hey, look. All right, here. You know, you guys can be like, "Ha, Ford made missiles. That's so funny." No, Ford is good at making things that catch on fire. Like a Pinto missile, whatever. It's good. It's good, bro. You've handled this missile? Me too. The amount of junk in this shed, bro, you have no idea. Sometimes I really wonder where you get all this stuff from. Found on road detonated. Now that's an acronym I can get behind, Julia. As a Ford man myself, I'm very offended. Bro, this Dodge is the only car that is not a Ford that I own. You're a Ford hater, Chevy on top. We will not tolerate this bow tie bull crap in here. Get out. Bow tie brilliance. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, pal. If you can tell me what motor is this out of, what family of motor this is out of, if you can tell me, I'll let you stay. It's from one with a missing piston. Damn, you got me. The uppy downy motor? It's probably from one with a broken engine. Yeah, because it's a piston from a Chevy. This is from a 283, man. I got a 283 in my garage. No, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I was thinking, if we have a 283, well, that happens when you don't run it with oil. I was thinking, we have a 283 in there. Gonna have to go find a Camaro or a Chevy 2 or something. SpaceX total accessible market is 28.5 trillion. That's the suspected upper limit its stock can reach. Woo! You're a cat-eye elitist, by the way. Oh, I have two F-bodies on my property. Neither of them are mine. One is a 86 IROC LB9 car, 305 with 700 R4. The other one is a 91 RS. It's also an LB9 car, but it's got a T5 behind it. Just saying. I have two Camaros. I have two third gens in my yard, yeah. The 91 RS has a full QA1 suspension kit. Tubular crossmember, tubular lower control arms, tubular rear control arms. Oh, yeah. It's got 342 posse in it, 4 discs all around. It's pretty good, man. Pretty good. The 5-speed is mine. Hey, or not, possession is 9/10 of the law. Now what? No, I wouldn't own a Chevy. Just kidding. All right. Anyway. So, this, you had a 95 Z28. Cat eyes are pretty cool. Yeah. Or the catfish Camaro. Those are pretty cool. Cat eyes are okay. I prefer GMT 800s. You shut your butthole mouth. Come and get your freaking car then. I'll just be driving around in it. Actually, I gotta start it, dude, to be honest with you. I gotta start the thing up. LV 426. Nice. Cat eyes are GMT 800s. Yeah, that's right. That's right. They are. I was talking about, I like 02 to 05. 02 to 05 is peak. And I'm saying that as a blue oval guy. Peak. The rest of my family is Chevy guys. That's why I know them. You got an 03? It's one of the best trucks ever made, dude. What do you having, a 6.0? Mint. One of the best trucks ever designed, dude. That number is close to the US GDP of 31 trillion. Dude, yeah, no. SpaceX could go bananas. So the S1 is pretty much says that they're going to go IPO, which is okay. You got in on Rocket Lab around $10 a share because of you, so thank you. Oh. The United States of Space Exploration Corporation. CSI Starbase put out, part 3 comes out in 2 hours. Nice. You miss your 01 Suburban 1500 Z71? Yeah. So many bullcrap bowtie people in here. It's ridiculous. Yeah, don't buy an IPO, exactly. Every major IPO in the last 40 years bubbled and popped. Wait for the bubble, then buy. Or if they split. Yep. Part 3 came out from MBs like 2 weeks ago. Oh, cope, bro. You're not catching me in my Mustang. Ever. 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 No. All right, let's keep going. What else we got? Oh, Bloomberg posted about this subject. Mr. Aboutman, I don't think you understand how global economics work. Don't give me some of that corporate fat cat libby lip wiggling. All right, think of the poor people. It's like, that's not how tell me you've never been to Brownsville without telling me you've never been to Brownsville. Oh, look, Gummy's got it. I will be liking that tweet from Mr. Gomez there. We like Anthony. Anthony's cool. That's the guy that runs Rocket Ranch. He's pretty cool. He's the curator of experiences for Rocket Ranch. We haven't done a toilet status check in a while? Oh.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Oh. Control, this is Houston, this is Integrity. Can we get a status check on the toilet?
Integrity Houston, toilet is powered, waste tank purged.
Okay. We're good. We're good. Hey, in the moment. What's up, dude? Bloomberg is garbage. Any day they sued Gamers Nexus. What? Really? Oh. It's also tiresome. Bubble wrap status? Oh. Tesla had a stock split in 2024. History and logic said that the price should have followed, gone way down. It didn't, hardly any change. Buy SpaceX early, you say. Yeah. How's the bubble wrap?
Copy, bubble wrap nominal.
Thank you. All right, now we know. Be prepared for more of this once the IPO hits. Oh, that article's by Lauren Grush. Lauren, come on. That's. Oh, you know better. Come on now. I can't believe that.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Hey, Unbind. Hey, AJ, just checking in. Been a minute, so I watched the Artemis streams. Wanted to thank you. I know it's what you do, but thanks all the same. Hey, my pleasure. My pleasure. We're going to have some fun with Flight 12 tomorrow, so be here or be like Bloomberg. Can we make that a thing? Be here or be like Bloomberg. That's awesome. You know, the editors pick the headlines, not the author. Is this somehow supposed to make me excuse someone of this, frankly, dog shit editorial piece? Like, is that, are you trying to excuse this behavior? What time are you going to start tomorrow? So, well, if I do stakeout with NSF, it's going to be in the morning, and I'm going to basically be here all day. It's going to be an all-day thing. Winters aborted? I don't think it did. I think it was a partial fueling test. You have so many meetings tomorrow. So sad. It should be. At least it's better than that one German journalist who claimed Starship had no payload capacity because they didn't catch the booster on flights 10 and 11. Mein Gott. Mein Gott! Ah! Anyone ever say you look like Luis Carrazzo? No? I think so. I get Fridays with Frank a lot. Which is cool. That guy's cool. We like him. That's pretty neat. SpaceX has the contract to deorbit the space station? Correct. They're working on a project. It's a project called the USDV, the United States Deorbit Vehicle. It's basically an oblong dragon with a service module that's made out of a bunch of little tiny Draco thrusters. How is Starbase? I've never been. Starbase? There's not a lot out there, dude, but it's changing. That's changing very fast. Starbase is super cool, man. It's you can get right up close. Like, see where this camera is? The camera on the left, that's trailer cam. You can get that close. Yeah, I've been there. I've stood right where this camera is. It's pretty awesome, dude. Like I said, it's remote, so plan accordingly. You're gonna need a car. There's no getting around it. If you go to Brownsville, you're gonna need a car. Do they have a Chick-fil-A? Yeah, when you're in Brownsville proper, dudes, if you're in Brownsville proper, Brownsville has a good amount of stuff. There's a Whataburger out there. Plenty of good places for barbecue. Plenty of great Mexican. You can get good, well, not Mexican, it's Tex-Mex. Yeah, there's pretty much all the chain restaurants around there. Yeah, it's just, there's not a lot there. Like, that's the thing. You can go to South Padre. South Padre Island is pretty fun. Yeah, there's a lot to do on South Padre Island. It's a beach resort town, so that's pretty cool. They got a convention center. They do car shows there and stuff. It's pretty neat. I think so, Sasquatch, yeah. Anthropic is paying SpaceX $1.25 billion per month for access to their data centers. Should go surfing next time you're down there. I don't know how to surf, dude. When's your stakeout stream? Yep, page 146. Hold on. I thought they would only scuttle the ISS after it's been docked. Well, the company that's working on that is busy working on a spacesuit, Rib, so we don't know exactly what's going to happen. We'll see. David, what's up, man? I know the NSF crew are your buddies, but they seem to take a negative spin so often in comparison to your content. They seem to jump straight to being aboard rather than being optimistic. Yeah, David, I was playing Battlefield, so I didn't really watch it. Like, I don't know. It might be an abort. It might be a partial tanking test. It's possible. 146. Oh, Ryan was on there, yeah. Last year they were 4.9 billion in the negative, but they have cash from funding rounds. 3 billion in Starship R&D for 2025 is less than I expected. That's actually in line with SLS. Sad. That's yeah, SLS is 3 to 4 depending on the year. For example, in May 2026, we entered into cloud service agreements with Anthropic, an AI research and development public benefit corporation. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah, public benefit corporate. All right. With respect to access to compute capacity across Colossus and Colossus 2, pursuant to these agreements, the customers agreed to pay us 1.25 billion per month through May of 2029. 1.5 billion per month, with capacity ramping in May and June 2026 at a reduced fee. The agreements may be terminated by either party upon 90 days notice. Holy balls. Whoa! Yeah, that's why they open source their models and they license all the copyrighted works that they train on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, right? Damn, dude. 1.25 billion per month. That's almost funding Starship in itself. If you search future markets, all right, future markets. Oh, sorry. Market. Point to point, space tourism, on-orbit manufacturing, passenger and cargo transport to the moon and Mars, yes please, energy production on the moon and Mars, the manufacturing capabilities on the moon and Mars, asteroid mining, table of contents. Yeah, I wonder what that one is. Here, let's keep looking. In addition, a portion of our anticipated market opportunities is associated with industries described above under the future markets. Certain parts of these industries, such as space tourism and cargo transport to the moon, are still emerging. Others, including in-orbit manufacturing, passenger transport to the moon, passenger and cargo transport to Mars, energy production on the moon and Mars, manufacturing capability on the moon and Mars, and asteroid mining do not exist today. While I believe these industries will develop over time, the manner in which they emerge, including the timing of commercialization, the scale and pace of adoption, and the applicable competitive, technical, regulatory, geopolitical, and economic frameworks may differ materially from our current expectations. Yeah, asteroid mining. Yeah, dude. IMO, we need to get off world mining and manufacturing. We need to get off world mining and manufacturing going as soon as possible. This is SpaceX's S1 form for IPO, for their initial public offering. Topical. Xerax, yeah, your highlighting skill is subnominal. It's the document, it's not me. Yeah, dude, here's where I'm at with that. Would it be better if we were manufacturing stuff out on orbit to bring back down here? Yeah, absolutely. Would it be better for the Earth in the long run? I don't know. Would it be better for not changing things on the surface of the planet in the long run? Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, duh. I think once people realize, because right now, if you ask the average person, right, like, oh, we should build stuff on the moon, right, instead of building it here, they'd go, why? Everything we need is right here, right? That's what they'd say. right? If you asked any person that, that's what they'd say. If we can, I would say, like, you know, I'm gonna assume that you mean like get manufacturing off of the planet because of potential impacts to the climate. Sure, absolutely. I would say that's not even I. If you're gonna convince somebody, I don't think that necessarily would convince people, dude. Just on a side note, this is just me kind of thinking about it. What would convince people is the sheer amount of resources out there. If we have a viable pathway to get at these resources, economically, it makes no sense. For the same reason that, like, you know, you go back 150 years ago, you and me go and strike oil and we make a ton of money. Would that really matter that much nowadays? I mean, kind of, yeah, but not, you know, we're not becoming like oil barons from operating one or two oil wells, right? The resources that are out on orbit will make any terrestrial mine look tiny. That's part of the reason why SpaceX has such a big market cap, right? Because if they figure out the avenues to go and get that stuff and bring it back, it'll make the mines on Earth look like small peanuts. Transport is also an issue due to physics. You got, yeah. That little Earth has got to think. You got a pet. You got a responsibility. If the solar system's all full of resources, you don't mine into the ground and crap where you eat. You get your butt out there and you go mine those freaking resources. Right? I think it's time to play asteroids. V3 satellites refers to our next generation Starlink broadband satellites, which are designed to offer 1 terabit per second downlink capacity per satellite, in which we expect to begin deploying on Starship in 2026. EJ basically becoming the railroad baron. Yeah. Are you going to play Subnautica 2? No. Space and ocean mixed. Nope. I am afraid of underwater things in video games. Not in real life, just in video games. I've gone diving before. Doesn't bother me. I hate Subnautica. I can't stand it. But it's a great game. It's just not... Yep, nope, yep, nope. Thalassophobia. Yeah, but it's only in real... Like, it's not in real life. It's only in the damn game. I don't know what that's about, dude. Give him a nuclear tug and transportation isn't a problem. Yeah, man. Ever tried Elite Dangerous? No, out of fear of addiction. Subnautica is a fantastic game. I've watched playthroughs of Subnautica, and I did a Subnautica playthrough, but I ended up just building a gigantic base on the surface and going from there. How much for you to play Subnautica in the dark? No. Nope. Nope. To be fair, you haven't played Factorio in a while, and you had the same fear for that. Oh, okay. How about I don't want to play it? Is that good enough for you? You're a really good swimmer. I used to swim on a national level. You have a crippling fear of water deeper than 5 meters? Really? Then just say that. Oh, shut up. Oh, be quiet. You can, if I say I don't want to play it, you guys will be like, well, you have to have a reason. I'm being quirky. That's you. That's what you sound like. No, don't give me that crap. If I say I don't want to play it, you'd be like, oh, come on, just play it, man. Oh, come on, just try this meth. Like, no. I don't want a large farva, all right? Cool whip. All right, what other future market stuff do we have here? Is that the last one? I think that might be the last one. Is that also why you never done Kerbal submarines? No, it doesn't bother me in KSP talent. I've never done submarines in Kerbal just because we never got around to it. Now's not the time to really get into Subnautica anyway. It's doing the same use the dedicated fans to refine the game into the best version of itself tactic from last time. Okay. Starship 100% tomorrow? I haven't seen anything to suggest anything else. Hearts of Iron 5? Wait, there's a Hearts of Iron 5 can't see me? What? The good old early access approach. And I will once again, I do not like watching spelunking. Yeah, me neither. And I will once again say, if every game goes into early access, no game's in early access. When I was but a young, and they had a word for that. You know what it's called? 1.0 release. If I ever started a game company, dude, I would call it that. I wouldn't call it early access. I'd wait. We'd release a 1.0 version of the game and then make that better. Because early access, so like with early access with something like KSP, the reason why they did that was to fund the project, right? And then KSP evolved into a great game. Nowadays, people just use that as an excuse to capitalize on crappy video games that they made. Oh, well, we'll make it better over time. Yeah, sorry, I heard that already with KSP 2 and City Skylines 2. Yeah, we heard that already. But how do you generate revenue when the game is a broken mess? Sorry, I'm still salty about that. All right, what's on page 12? Let's go up. Is that what you wanted me to see, Helfish? SpaceX's estimated TAM by segment. What's TAM? Total accessible market. They're roping 22.7 trillion of total accessible market into enterprise applications. Bro, look at this. Bro, wait a minute. What's that? What is this? Starlink Mobile? Starlink Broadband? SpaceX gonna do direct to sell. I mean, we already see them testing DTC technology with T-Mobile. Dude. Holy crap. And you know what's crazy about that? Starlink, the Starlink antennas in Starlink Mobile, right? You know what's crazy about these? That's small peanuts. Dude, with Starlinks, there's no cell tower. There's no dead spot. There's no dead spaces. If you're on the surface, you have bars. You will have bars. Elon's numbers, don't get excited. Stulfar, no, absolutely not. This is not Elon's puff piece, dude. This is an S1 with the SEC. No. Yeah, you don't. This is not the same, dude. Yeah, the Securities Exchange Commission gets very angry if you don't tell them the truth. Yeah, I really want to know what enterprise applications means. So let's go enter. We're leveraging our leading frontier models and compute infrastructure to deliver consumer and enterprise applications. Together with Tesla, we are also developing macro hard. No freaking way. What is going on here? Bro, you gotta be kidding me. What timeline is this? You gotta be kidding me. What is happening? Bro, an agentic AI platform designed to be capable of fully emulating digital workflows and augmenting human operation of computers using sophisticated autonomous agents. We believe MacroHard will have the potential to fundamentally transform how companies are structured and operate, thereby allowing dramatic increases in human productivity. You're gonna have to work with MacroHard every day. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. So it's a play on Microsoft, dude. That's funny as hell, man. Oh my god. MacroHard runs Optimus. Yeah, there you go. There's your enterprise applications there. Is this what saying Microsoft was like in the early 80s? Yeah. Mars Master, I knew it. Hey, enterprise applications could mean anything, bro. You don't know. You don't know, but also. Oh, God. Oh, God. This might be Pandora's box here. Imagine the headlines. SpaceX experiences macro-hard launch failure, fails to get it up. Will their OS be called Doors? Please. Please. We believe macro-hard will have potential. Okay. A repeatable business model. So SpaceX selling stuff to other companies. Well, dude, okay. Fully emulating digital workflows and augmenting human operation of computers using sophisticated autonomous agents. Yeah, that's, I remember that, Doom, yeah. This basically is automation. This to software is what automation was to the automotive industry. Hopes and dreams. Yeah. Yeah, Hazer, exactly. Like, dude, here's where I'm at. Like, I don't think you'd ever replace like software engineers, like fully, because you still need somebody to prompt the AI, right? And you still need somebody to teach it what it needs to do, right? If anything, this should make an expansion of that industry. I mean, people, if you're a software guy, people probably don't want to hear that. Yeah, you need somebody to create the models. Exactly, dude. Yeah. I hope we become the Wall-E people of the future. I do not want that. But yeah. Uh, I think that honestly, like factory jobs, dude. Like assembly line jobs. Don't say this, the higher ups will get angry. No, can you imagine? Like, okay, say in the future, dude, I want to start mass producing something that we don't make here. Like something simple, like a pair of scissors, right? Where are these scissors made? I'll give you 3 guesses, right? They're made in West Taiwan. That's right. right? If you wanted to do this and you wanted to have Optimus work your assembly line, right? You can literally have cheaper labor. And then you can undermine the entire scissor making operation in West Taiwan. Yeah, Hazer, exactly. I know. It's funny. Why do you think the trades are so popular right now? Why do you think that we need people for the trades? That's why the enterprise applications TAM is so huge. They're saying everything uses software, and we plan on making software to do all of it, meaning we can count everything that happens in the economy as our potential market. Yeah, I get it. You know what the crazy thing about all that, dude, is like that's just TAM, right? Like the nutso part of this to me is that if you don't have enterprise applications there, this is still a ridiculous evaluation. You could automate the scissor making operation completely. Yeah, you could literally operate a company that's making 1,000 of these a day with like 5 dudes. See, look, I'm like not big on the AI stuff. I kind of think it's kind of boring because I'm a rocket guy. Like that's what I like. I like the rocket part of this, right? But also at the same time, dude, in future, if Optimus becomes cheap as like a small automobile, right? Dude, you could just make like one person could start a factory. You could play Factorio in real. Everyone could just have their own factory. We could all have our own Factorio saves. Time to crash on a random planet. Can you imagine that? Everyone could just play. Everybody could just play Factorio. It's like our Factorio save. I went heavy on drones in the Factorio. That's why people are obsessed with this thing. Ah. That's why finance bros are all over AI. But that's not going to be without complications. It's not like you're going to be able to do it entirely by yourself. It'd be like playing Factorio multiplayer, which is that's actually kind of cool. That's kind of neat, but also that's kind of lame. But also that's kind of neat. Peep this. What do you got, John? Figure AI had one of its robots race an intern to sort out packages. Figure AI pitted an intern against a humanoid in a 10-hour-long package sorting contest. The intern sorted 192 more packages than the robot despite taking breaks. Figure's robots have logged more than 120 hours of package sorting on a viral live stream. So the intern did more in a certain amount of time, but Bob doesn't have to sleep. The sorting is still going? Oh, you dropped one, Bob. Uh-huh. That's fascinating, dude. Why can I not stop watching this? If they just move the conveyor 3 feet to the right, Bob is made redundant and Bob's family suffers years of hardship. Wait a minute, I've seen that movie before. Wasn't Tom Cruise in that? Wait, is there sound? Hold on. Oh, no. Just wait till it drops a hydro spanner next to a power coupling and then gets its hand stuck trying to get it out. What, Bob, what are you doing? He's about to whip the name. Okay, I'm good. Was he riding a motorcycle for a second? Why is he putting every box label side down? He's sorting everything label side down for the scanner. Yeah, okay. Oh! 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 Yeah, we're switching the bot operator. Dude, that's actually pretty cool, man. As much as I hate saying that, that's actually pretty neat. Complicated solutions for a problem that shouldn't exist. Yeah, right? It really is, Mason. That's pretty impressive, dude. Like robotics-wise, that's pretty damn cool. Soul-killing job. Dude, you know what, man? You could say working on a line is soul-killing, but also at the same time, dude, you can zone the frick out doing a job like this. You can zone the frick out. It's almost meditative. I've done it. I've done menial tasks like this, man. I worked a regular job before. I've worked many different types of regular jobs. Like, not if you have ADHD. No, that's bullcrap, dude. Zone the frick out, just like you did at school. No. Just zone out. Look out the window. You can do this and look out the window at the same time, dude. Oh, absolutely. You know what this reminds me of? Portal. Oh, God. Wait, no, do we want that? Do we want that? It's sorting label down, dude. Yeah, I don't think we want Portal. But also, you could use some explosive lemons. I'm sure we could figure out a use for that. This was a triumph. I'm making a note here. Huge success. Who? That wasn't a robot. Who was that? That dude. Oh man, that's actually super cool. That was Sarah Connor. One's running away. How funny would it be if Bob is teleoperated? Yeah. I'll take the Rhode Island-sized super facility underground, please. Well, that was just a converted salt mine if you read the Portal lore. That was a converted salt mine in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. That's where Cave Johnson built Aperture Science. God, guys, don't you know anything? $10 million for a robot that can pay, you could pay 3 people $70K per year to do. Oh, no doubt, dude. Yeah, no doubt. I'm not saying that this is a particularly good thing, but see, like, now, it swaps with ones behind it when the battery's low. Yeah, it dropped one. I saw it. Do you think these robots could be useful on the moon? Yeah, sure. For doing menial tasks and setting up a colony for people? Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I don't know what it is. I could watch this all day. Can you imagine though, like, if they, I mean, they're retooling not Hawthorne, Fremont. The entire Tesla factory in Fremont is no longer making Tesla Model S's and Tesla Model X's. They're retooling to mass produce that. Can you, like, all right, so think about this for a second. You imagine if one of the, like I said, if Optimus could be the price of like a small automobile, or even the price of a Model 3, okay? Let's take the price of a Model 3, considering what you're getting. Say like 30 to 40 G's for that. You'd never have to maintain the damn thing. Now, like, people look at that and say, like, oh, you know, you're gonna, you know, you could lose your job. And yeah, that absolutely sucks. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, and it is kind of bullcrap. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it isn't. But that means you could, like, think about it like this. Dude, you could open a restaurant, which does not have a high profit margin at all, and you could have that be your line cook. Line cook never gets tired. Line cook never makes a mistake. Or you could have one of these things making a pizza, right? And you would. Now, keep in mind, like, I wouldn't have this thing be your waiter or anything. I'd probably still have people if I was in a restaurant, right? But also, yeah, he missed one. Label side up. Right when I said he doesn't make a mistake, right? This line cook is making a bunch of mistakes. Yeah, that's true, right? Like, you could do something like that. And that makes a restaurant doesn't really operate off of high profit margins. I worked in one, worked in many restaurants. It doesn't operate off high profit margin. You don't. Bob, there we go. Who's that guy? Principal Anderson, right? Are you starting to see why I come home with existential dread every day? No. Well, Bree, yeah, in the interim, right? But you could freaking... Everyone could play Factorio with this. Like, everyone. If it was at the price point of a small car, we could have one of these around the house doing all the chores for us. Watering the plants, taking the dog. I'd still take the dog out, but right? Like, that's time where you could be doing something else. Also doable for much less with non-AI systems, or just making a scanner that can scan from any angle. Oculix, I'm not going to say that you're wrong, but also at the same time, I don't think that's necessarily the point of the exercise, to show that the robot is good at sorting packages. If you're trying to come up with, this is a much simpler, so that, like, it's not about it. It's to show that it can do it. Like, this is not to say, like, this robot is good at sorting packages. It's to show that this thing will never get tired. It'll just keep doing the same thing over and over again as long as it has an electrical charge. Damn, I think I'm really behind. I'm going to refresh. Okay. Humans excel at flexibility, not a redundant task. Sure. Keep in mind, guys, that's not an Optimus robot. That's... I don't know what type of robot this is. How are we going to afford a bot when they take all the jobs? Ain't no bot taking my job. Ain't no bot taking my job. It's the Figure 03. Can you imagine that? You guys want to hear something funny? You go back 15 years. I tell my parents, 23-year-old EJ tells EJ's parents, I tell my parents that you could do this thing where you could sit there and you could interact with your community and you could play video games and you could teach them things. And you know what? You know what the answer I got? That's not a sustainable job. Oops. Somebody could easily replace you with an AI EJ. How do we know you haven't done that already? Hey, Heiki, what's up? Problem is, do you think it's going to be accessible to the average person? If you mass produce them, sure, why not? You underestimate, if there's no jobs, no one has money, so there's no subs or bids. Post-singularity economies are based on joules, not cash. Yeah, right? Synth EJ is a thing. Close proximity to Boston, for sure. He's a product of the Institute. I am not. No, I was just thinking, like, sit there and you could just play Factorio all day, but in real life, just make stuff. Are you going to play Forza Horizon 6? Do you guys want me to play Forza Horizon 6? Maverick, I didn't think... I think that, like, Forza Horizon 6 would go over as well as, like, Battlefield does. It's coming for your job next. Bad movie references included. I'm not worried, Drew. You play Factorio now? Yeah, I have a Factorio save going. Interesting. Anyway, I could watch this all day for some reason. I don't know why. It's like one of those things. I think I've seen that box before. Here it is swapping. Let's see. Oh, that's just, dude, that's just creepy. This is like borderline horror movie. What the frick? Oh, God. Nope, nope, not touching that one. Jesus Christ. Dude. That was funny, but be quiet. Oh, that is strange, dude. That is strange, man. Hello, yeah. The stalkers from HL2. Yeah, Aqualex. Yeah, no, I'm kind of with you on that one. I'm trying to think. Oh, he dropped one. I'm trying to think of the positives here, dude. Like, SpaceX will spend $1 billion more on Starship this year compared to 2025, from $3 to $4 billion. Yep, at least. I told, and that's what I've been saying, dude. It's interesting because, you know, with that S1 thing, you know what? Can I just keep that? Just gonna keep that going in the background with Starbase. It's kind of nice hearing that. I told you that the Starship program is similar funding to SLS, which is crazy when you think about it. Package loss. I like the idea of bots, but I hope we also get to the part where people don't need to work to survive. That way we can focus more on stuff like arts and science. I hear what you're saying, Ben, for sure. I figured out a way to do that and get paid for it. I know what you mean, though. I'm just being a jerk. Gosh, it's like super heavy vehicles are expensive no matter what you do. Yeah, I know. That's weird, right? Basically Star Trek. Brother, I don't think you want to know how Star Trek became a post-scarcity society, dude. Who's a Trekkie? Who knows? It was not pretty. It was not pretty. I'm aware that's why you brought it up. Yeah. Yeah. You guys know. No, bad taste. Not everybody could stream. It was a joke, Orange. I know. I get what you're saying. I understand. That would be nice, dude. We're halfway there, dude. Shut the hell up. Oh my goodness. This conversation is getting way too real. Like, let's look at Starship, man. Yeah, where's that part of the timeline where we invent warp drive? I want that part. Can we have that part of the timeline? Actually, dude, frick all this. Frick all this. Hold on. I got something. You guys want to see. Oh, where is it?
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Here you go. Look at that. Yeah, Echo. Yeah. Look at this. Speaking of some Zephyr and Cochrane stuff, I mean, it's not exactly warp drive or dilithium crystals, but also L3 is working on this. Rotating detonation engines are redefining what's possible in propulsion, offering the potential for future systems to move faster, travel further, and operate more efficiently. Recent testing marks progress towards a flight-ready capability. I want this in a 9-meter diameter, please. Still just sorting those packages up there. Hey. Oh, hold up. Before we do that. Why did it... Nothing, one man. Starship, I don't think you're right, dude. We'll see. Let's get back over here. I wanted to see this. L3 Harris Technologies has announced a major milestone in propulsive innovation with the successful self-funded testing of 2 advanced rotating detonation engines, RDEs. Demonstrating a significant step towards flight-ready systems. The company recently conducted 2 critical RDE tests at Purdue Chicken University. The first test focused on long-duration runs to validate the fundamental physics that determine interoperability chicken coops, where and how the RDE technology performs optimally. Oh, nice. How dare you chicken my university? Screw you. I'm going to chicken your whole university. We just got trolled. Yeah, we did. The second test featured a full-scale RDE demonstrating in a test stand environment the ability to operate across the entire flight range of a relevant mission. Flushing spare bits in advance for tomorrow's launch. All right, Sir Vexicle. To go back to welding at age 50, I'm done for. Completing 2 successful rotating detonation engine test series within a year underscores the strength and breadth of L3 Harris's propulsion portfolio. Okay. Solid rocket motors and highly loaded grains to ramjet, dual mode ramjets, and next generation advanced cycles we deliver. Okay. Rotating detonation engines represent a state-of-the-art propulsion solution. Any word on the specs on this thing? No, you're just going to say how it's a game-changing thing and then not talk about how it's a game-changing thing. Okay. Critical elements were produced using additive manufacturing. This approach helped reduce costs and shorten production timelines. These breakthroughs align with L3 Harris's long-term strategic goal of providing innovative mission-critical technologies for aerospace and defense applications. Development of next-generation missile propulsion technology falls under... Oh, no. Imagine Raptor RDREs, 10 to 15% more efficient Raptors than already. Yeah. Boo. Still just sorting those packages up there. Still just doing his thing. That's where the money is. I would disagree, respectfully. Just this, respectfully. Now, EJ, you know our best tech innovation comes from weapons research. Oh, yeah? Maybe times are a-changing, boy. That's where the easy money is. That's a good point. Damn, dude, look at that thing. Did you get the memo? Starship is in East ICBM now. Oh, gosh. It is pretty. Yep. All right, fellas. What is this? Navy clears MQ-25 Stingray uncrewed tanker for production. Interesting. Huh. All right. I found an early EJ robot prototype. The Atlas robot swearing. Boston Dynamics is from around here. I think Flight 12 is still tomorrow, yes. SpaceX revenue in 2023 was 10.4 billion. 2024 is 14 billion. In 2025 it was 18.7 billion. I wonder how much of that, I wonder how much of that was profit. That's Battlefield EJ, not Space and Rocket Review EJ. That's right. Do you have a stakeout? I don't know. I signed up for one. Whether that happens or not is another story. I'm going to actually ping Alex and Chris right now. Do we have a timetable yet for this? You're 14 hours ahead, so I might trick me into thinking it would launch it move to Friday because you're already in the 21st. It's all good. Is there more space news? Nah, not much, dudes. Corey Bruno tweet. People think 110-year-old ships look like pirate ships. Reality was pure steel and... No. 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 No, there's no. Forgot Texas served in World War One. No, I knew that. I know it served in World War One. The problem is, guys, that World War One was 80 years ago. That's the problem. Do you understand? World War Two was 60 or 50 years ago. Okay? All right? Like, the 80s were 20 years ago. Okay? The 70s were 30 years ago. All right? Okay? Yeah, 23rd. I only started streaming like maybe a year ago. So, nope. $1914 for the start of World War One. That's 100. It's That's weird, man. Tori Bruno video. If you breathe deeply, you can smell the copium. Oh. All right, dudes. So, here's the thing. All right, I'm gonna pause sorting robot man. I'm just popping through everything. Okay. If we are if Starship is going, and it looks like it is, guys, I'm going to need to get some sleep tonight, and make sure I'm up in the morning. If NSF, if we're doing a stakeout with NSF, I don't know. I haven't really had any. We haven't really gotten any updates up there, per se. Yeah. It's tomorrow now? Yes. Here. Look. No news from SpaceX is good news. Yeah. It's really weird going from nothing to... Yeah, this Flight 12 thing kind of snuck up on us, didn't it? All right. Well, here's the thing, dudes. I don't want to stream late. I don't want to stream late tonight because if NSF needs me, it's going to be early in the morning to do the stakeout stream. If not, I don't know. They haven't... I got no message back from them, so... I feel like Michael Madsden in the beginning of War Games. I got nothing over here. Get Sack on the line. You know, I don't know. Should probably be responsible and stop and get a good night's sleep and then get up just in case, you know. So, here's the tentative schedule, okay? Tentative schedule from here out. We're going to DEF CON 2. That's right. Get Sack on the line. Take us to DEF CON 5. Gosh dang it, I'd piss on a spark plug if I thought it'd do any good. Here's the thing. If this thing does go, I'm going to need a good night's sleep because that means tomorrow's stream is going to be long. 12 to 14 hours. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, I'm not really in the groove to do a 12 to 14 hour stream, but we'll bust it out. Yeah, guys, like, here's the thing. It's gotta... If this mission goes, right, we're gonna be here all day. So, I think we're gonna pack it down here, just for now, so I could get some sleep, and relax, because tomorrow's gonna be crazy. If the rocket doesn't go tomorrow, and it moves to Friday or something, right, if that happens, we'll be out here working on the car. We got all the parts that we need to start work on the car. So that's probably what we're going to end up doing. Oh, gosh. Sorry. So, yeah, that's going to do it for me. We did space news today. I'm going to get us back into the regular schedule, more or less, and we're going to go from there. So, hope everybody has a good night. We did a little bit of a shorter space news today, but we're going to get back into it. I got to start piecing everything back together. It's taking a little longer than I wanted, but here we are. Imagine if they push it back in 12-hour increments. Yeah. Okay, so here's the deal. If I am not in case of tomorrow going and NSF not going, like if I don't get on the stakeout or whatever, what I'm going to do is I'll probably be here earlier and we'll, I don't know, play KSP or something. Maybe work on the car before the stream or something. I don't know. Either way, we'll figure it out. So I'm gonna get some sleep for tonight. Tomorrow's gonna be a big day if this thing goes. If not, we get to work on the car. It's gonna be a good time. All right. Anyway, I'll see you guys then. Thank you very much for watching. And yeah, Flight 12, baby. Flight 12. Flight 12, dudes. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.